doing the same thing.
Okay,
I
cool.
got the
Yeah, I got the noise canceling headphones, but is it raining there?
It might be.
We are having a torrential downpour here, which is strange because I thought it wasn't supposed to rain at all. Hi.
Hi. I'm in Amelia's room.
I know. I see the honeycomb.
Yeah. Oh, I strategically placed this behind me so that there would be something behind me. Then I was
Yeah.
like, what can I put on it? Because there's not very much. I have a sloth.
Is it Sid? Did you name it Sid? Sid the Sloth. What happened to? Do me a favor and talk, because yeah, okay.
Yes.
I was muting my computer because my notifications are on. What happens? Can I put it in do not disturb? You know what? We're just gonna leave it. It's fine.
Block.
A block. We should get like pictures for
I
you
have an
to put up
avocado
there.
guitar.
How do you manage to not play with that thing 24/7?
Brian didn't want me to get it. I thought it was the coolest thing ever. And he's like, she's not gonna play with it. She loved it. She loved the thing.
Of
Like
course she loved it.
because all she has to do is run her hand across it.
And it lights up
And
and plays music, right?
yeah, exactly. Or press the buttons, yeah. She was
Oh my God.
loving it.
Yeah, you got her that bubble, like with the rings. I don't remember that game. With you try to get the rings onto the sticks
Yeah,
with the
yeah. That
bubbles.
thing
She loved that?
broke by the end of the day.
Oh,
Like she didn't
oh,
understand what it was.
got it. Okay.
But she was like, a phone? It's a phone. It's my own phone. And she carried it around with her
Yeah.
because she sees us carry around phones.
Yeah.
And then literally the dogs came in, trampled over it. Somehow the little cork thing that keeps the water inside of it popped off and it started leaking everywhere and I ended up throwing away.
Oh.
Yes.
We had seen a video of those things and Luke was like, "Do you remember those?" And I went, "Yeah." Megan was like very intrigued by it when we went and wandered around Target.
Yeah.
She was living
Literally
life.
bought one.
Yeah. She was living
Like
life.
literally bought one.
So what's new in the Zerfus realm?
Um, not much.
Not much.
We
Yeah.
are going to look at that house again.
Okay. Yep.
And I'm taking my dad with me this
Okay,
time to kind of
smart.
walk through it.
You're going, you said on Saturday, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Oh,
We're going Saturday morning.
okay. You'll have to keep me updated. Let me know. We sold the gazebo. Somebody's coming on Saturday to take it apart and take
Oh, so
it.
the Lamars aren't getting it.
No. Somebody she just like for what we listed it didn't try to like lower nothing. She was just like, "I want it. I'll take it." I was like, "Okay, come get it." The piano left yesterday.
Oh.
I cried. Logan was like,
But you
"I
know
didn't
who
realize."
has it.
Yeah, but
It's
he
not
was
like
like
it went to a stranger.
well, that is the one thing that made me feel better about it because I was like, "I know it's going to a good home." She was
Yeah.
texting me super Did you hear that? Do you
No.
hear that? Oh my God.
Is it thundering? I
Yeah.
hear it a little bit. Yeah, it was doing that.
The
I mean, it was
whole house shook. Bear with me. Let me text Logan. He just left the house to go buy printer ink because we're out of printer ink. And it sounds like it's a monsoon out there right now. Oh my God.
probably really coming down. I mean, I clearly work very close to you, and I heard the thunder
Yeah.
today.
I didn't hear thunder today.
Yeah, it was like in the middle of the day. It was,
Oh, interesting. It did
and it was
rain
like,
here a
cause
little
like
bit.
this morning, I was like, I got to work and I was like, oh my God, it's sunny. It's
It's
beautiful.
nice. Yeah.
Yeah. And then I'm sitting there and I hear this noise because obviously windowless office. And I'm
Yeah.
like, is it raining? Because we have the heater running in our office. And I was
Okay,
like,
yeah.
is it raining? And we're like, stopped. I'm like, it's raining. And then not too long later, started thundering.
It's really strange. Well, I was we went on our walk when we got back from the gym, and it was starting to get dark out. I looked at Logan and I was like, "I thought you said it wasn't gonna rain. We should probably just head back home." So we came back home and only did our medium loop. We were supposed to do the big loop because we didn't stay to walk on the treadmill at the gym this morning. So I was downstairs listening to my podcast and doing laps around the downstairs to try to get my steps in. And then that's when I noticed that it was raining, but it the thunder, if it was happening, it didn't stop the guys doing the construction down the street. Like they
No,
were still going
not
at
much,
it.
not much is gonna stop them.
No, they were
They're gonna
still
work through
going
it.
at it until like
Yeah.
7:30.
They
Um,
got deadlines. They got shit they have to get done. They're
yeah.
gonna work through whatever they have to work through.
They didn't work the last 2 days because it was just doing nothing but
It was
raining.
just pouring and everything was
Yeah,
flooded. Yeah.
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 Okay,
But
well,
if we end up getting this house,
yes.
like clearly it's a regular neighborhood, but
Okay.
we drove past it when we went to a different house that was like a street across from it.
Uh-huh.
There's like a hiking trail. And Brian had said something about it because he was like, I guess Todd takes Kelly there. Like Todd
Okay.
wants to go on hikes because they have a big dog. He's like a
Yeah.
red lab.
Oh,
He's a big boy.
big boy? Like
Big boy.
4 big?
Like, yeah,
Wow, okay, yeah, that's
like
a big dog.
fit. Like he's fit. He's not like they weighed him, they'd probably be like, "Oh my God, this dog's probably overweight," and then they come in and see him and be like, "Oh no, you're just a massive dog."
He's
Like
just
his head
muscular.
is the size of Thor's head. He's huge. He's almost the same
Yeah,
color. He's a red
okay,
lab.
okay.
So like, you know how Thor had that tint of red in his hair?
Yeah,
Yeah. So
okay.
he has that. But but he's a good dog and they take him on
Yeah,
hikes and we drove past it, leaving the one house we looked at, the one that had that saltwater pool,
mhm,
and we were going to Kelly and Todd's house.
okay.
Just go see them. And Brian had said something about, oh yeah, they go on hikes. There's like a hiking trail around here somewhere. And we literally drove past it. It was like was such and such state park, something. And I
Okay.
was like, oh my God, that's the start of the hiking trail. It's right there.
Yeah,
Like, and
there you
it's a
go.
huge entrance. And I was like, that's cool. And he said there was like a few other things too that were like
Okay.
in the area. Can you hear Amelia crying?
No.
Oh, then it's doing a good job.
Yeah. Well, welcome to
Because
the new
I can hear
setup.
her crying through these noise
Well,
canceling
yeah,
headphones.
I could hear the thunder, and I heard Rosie, she's laying next to me right now. She started whining, but I guess you can't. So yeah, good job.
Hmm.
Philip and Aurora, you're doing great.
Yeah, doing
But yeah,
great.
well, welcome to the new
Also,
setup.
the setting on here probably is also helping out quite a bit.
Yeah,
Oh, one of my thingies is not booped. Okay,
the
put it together.
ADHD just kicked in. So are
Put
you
it
guys
again.
having quesadillas for dinner?
Brian just made chicken.
Oh,
It was just decided he was making chicken, and he started cutting it up, and I was like, "Oh, you're cutting up. You're like cubing it." And then I was like, "Well, I guess I can make like whatever I want."
yeah.
So I was like, I'm gonna make a quesadilla. So then I came down because I was like, I've been up here for a little while, setting up, making sure everything was where it needed to be. Like I had to set up this ring light,
Yeah.
which I would have to mess with. Turns off after a while. Apparently has its own setting. It turns off after a while. Right
Really?
before I was about to hop on, it turned off. And I was like, no, this has been going it has been on for a little bit because I tried to set everything up in advance and
Okay,
figure
yeah.
out how I was gonna do it.
Yeah.
And then I was just gonna, try to do that every time. But yeah, so apparently it has an internal and it just turns itself off.
That's good to know.
It's very
It's
similar to
kind of
yours.
annoying. Is it?
Mhm.
Mine just plugs in. So it kind of sucks that like you have to be close to the wall, but
Yeah, mine's plugged in too.
it still turns on. That's so weird.
It still turns
Mine
itself
doesn't
off
turn off. Huh.
because 'cause
I
it's got,
wonder
like, the on/off button,
yeah.
right next to that, a plus sign, right
Yeah.
next to that, like,
Yeah, yeah,
the
yeah,
circle
yeah.
where it
The
points and
circle
yeah,
thingies.
yeah, yep,
Yeah.
yep, and then the
What
minus
brand
sign
is
to
it?
the right of it. I don't know, starts with an S.
Yeah, so's mine.
What is yours called?
Sensen? Sensien?
We might have the same one.
Mine doesn't turn off.
They were all the same price online, but this had, like, 82,000 Amazon reviews.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, so that's yeah, we probably have the same one.
I
It does,
wonder
that's why I
why
said
yours
it
just
looks
turned
a
off.
lot like yours. I mean, it has, like, a handle thing in the front of it. Does yours
Yeah,
have a handle?
yeah, 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 it
Yeah,
does.
I
Yeah,
guess. Yeah, okay,
yeah.
so yeah, we have
Okay.
the same ring light.
Yeah.
But, yeah, it's just they were all the same price, but I was like,
Right.
"Alright, I'm just gonna choose whichever one had the best and most
Best.
reviews."
Yeah.
And it was that one because, and then it also had, like, a $7 off coupon, so
I feel like that's always the way to go when it comes to things on Amazon, like, best reviews and the most reviews
yes,
are the best things to get. We
Matthew wants to come in.
Oh, he wants to
Should
say
I let
hi.
him in? I'm
Yeah.
on the floor, so
Hey, man, there's nothing wrong with sitting on the floor. I was contemplating sitting on the
come all
floor.
the way in, please. That's my
I,
empty plate.
uh
Don't lick my empty plate.
I did likes today
You
instead
come
of
here?
doing them tomorrow, and I figured out a new Hi, Becky! I know you can't hear me.
He's been shaved.
I can tell. There's, like, no floof.
Yeah. He looked
Um,
like a homeless mop before he got his hair cut, and they were like, "Shave?" And I was like, "Shave him.
shave.
He needs it."
He's supposed to look like that, though. Isn't
Yeah,
that,
he's a
like, the type
dachshund.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
He's not
Um,
he's well, he's a dachshund mixed with a miniature poodle, so c you just wanted my plate, you didn't even want
how rude.
I'm gonna put this on the laptop.
Um, so you know, the I don't remember his name and I feel terrible for it, so I'll have to find it and, like, link it or something. But the guy that I sent you the workouts for, and he was doing leg press, and he was like, "Leg press isn't for glutes," and I was like, "I feel so attacked." Do you remember that? I think I
Yeah,
sent it to
yeah,
you on Instagram. Well, I followed his method today, but then I also still did it for glutes, and I just figured out a different, placement. So I've been trying to
yeah.
work the inside of my thighs.
You know, I saw a thing where somebody went through it and they're like, if you're trying to work on this muscle, put your feet
Up
here.
here,
If
yeah.
you're trying to work on this muscle, put them here. Try and work on this muscle. And it was like you can sit on the same exact machine, not move, and just move where your legs are, your
Yep,
feet are placed, and work out different muscles.
that is what I did today, and I could feel it. And I looked at Logan and I was like, "I destroyed my legs." I was struggling to do all of my sets, and it was just a very minor difference in the leg placement, and then he also tells you, and I've, seen a lot of people tell you this, not to just, like, go, 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 and try to hit each rep, but instead do it slow and as controlled as possible and keep
Uh-huh.
your muscles contracted, and I was shaking afterwards. I looked at Logan and I was like, I'm not gonna be able to walk tomorrow."
That's what they say. Form. You can do the stuff, but if you don't have the right form and you're not doing it correctly, it's not benefiting you.
Yeah,
So
it was intense. I'm gonna
that's why if you do the
try
right form, you can probably complete your workout much faster because you don't have to do as much.
well, that
You
was
don't
the
have to do
thing.
as many.
Usually I do 3 different machines on leg day, and then I go meet Logan and we do the treadmill,
Mhm.
and he just looked at me and he was like, I'll meet you at the treadmill." Well, leg press, for the first time ever, was actually available when we got to the gym today. It's
Yeah.
usually the machine that has, like, the longest line aside from bench press. So, I just went and did that first, and then I was going to do the, hip adduction and abduction machines. Mm-mm,
Didn't
mm-mm.
even answer that.
I finished doing leg press, and I met up with Logan, and he was like, "You got done quick today," and I was like, I only did leg press, and I can't walk. I need help."
I followed the instructions
And
and they
it
worked.
destroyed me.
Yes.
Yeah. We called the apartments this week. We called them
Okay.
yesterday. We are going down the 6th, 7th, and 8th of May. So, like, a week after we get back from Hawaii, we're going to look at
Mhm.
them all. None of them have breed restrictions for Geralt, which is good. Some of them, have options to come furnished, which would be nice. We just have to go and actually see everything, but the
See
3
what kind
that
of furnishings they are.
yeah, and
Yeah.
it seems like the way that they do it is they outsource through, like, a rent-a-center company, so, like, you have to pay to rent the furniture every month
Mhm.
on top of then everything else. But the 3 main ones that we liked so far have pretty much met the majority of the criteria. One of them, I told Logan, kind of really took a hit for me because it was the most expensive for the smallest square footage, and nothing was included in the rent.
Oh.
So, like, utilities, things like that were all added, whereas the other places were cheaper, bigger apartments, and had things like water and electric and things like that. They were built into your rent for you.
Mhm.
So what your rent is, like, that's all you have to worry about. You just pay your rent and those bills are taken care of.
Yeah. W
So we'll see.
where was one located? Was that one located more conveniently?
It was in Kissimmee, so it was a different area of Florida, kind of.
Uh-huh.
It's kind of hard to explain. Like, Orlando is pinpoint in the center. One was over here off to, well, I guess I gotta think about the way that you're saying this, I don't know. One was off towards the west a little bit, just ever so slightly west of Orlando, which is where Disney is.
Mhm.
One was about 20 minutes south, so Orlando's up here, and that one was down here, and then the other one, which was the one that I'm talking about, was the northest one, and I just off the bat, it was the first apartment that we found that we were like, "Oh, yeah, it's kinda nice." It's more of like a community than it is just an apartment complex. Like, they have townhouses and everything like that, but I was looking at it and I was like, "I just don't know if that's what I want."
Mhm.
We're downsizing, we're trying to not have to worry so much about all of this other stuff that's going on. Yeah, it's in a community, but it seems like it's for people to retire to,
That's
not
what I thought. That's what I was thinking. I was like,
yeah.
"You probably gonna be surrounded by 65 pluses
Yeah.
everywhere." I mean,
Yeah,
like, no
not
matter
looking
which
for
one you
that.
go to, you're gonna be surrounded because a
Yeah,
majority of those are probably filled with 65 pluses,
yeah.
or you're gonna get a lot of Michigan people who are down there for the summer,
The
and
number
they
of
have a place down south, and they're home in Michigan.
Logan's, sis sister and brother were like, "So you guys aren't allowed to leave Orlando." Gerald was like, "You're gonna be our vacation spot for the kids so we can take them to Disney," and I just started laughing. I was like, "I'm not staying. I'm not staying. I agreed to do this for a year. I'm not staying. I don't think I can handle the heat. I don't wanna think about the bugs and the
Oh my god,
potential."
especially so you're thinking beginning of summer moving. You're gonna be moving during the worst of it.
I know. I don't I
I mean,
was
your
like,
winter's gonna
"I
be
can't."
nice, but
Yeah, that's the benefit, but
but
the
then
rest
but
of
then
it?
it's like, are you gonna be homesick because you're used to
No.
Pennsylvania winters and
No.
snow and the whole Christmas tree thing and the whole like
All of
the
it.
atmosphere that's created in
Yeah.
Pennsylvania around Christmas. and you're not gonna you'll get a version of it in Florida, but it's not gonna be
It's
the
not the
same.
same. And that was the thing I said to Logan. I was like, I'm not keeping the Christmas stuff. We're not gonna, I can't put an 8-foot tree in an RV. So we're gonna get rid of it." And he was just like, "We should just get rid of it before we move to Florida because there's no sense in taking it there. We'll decorate a palm tree." And I was like, "It's not the same. You can't. It's not. If anything, I'll do like the Charlie Brown Christmas tree because it's at
I should have
least
sent you.
somewhat."
There was because obviously we're house hunting, so we have all the apps and we're just looking through everything. And what popped
Yeah.
up was a little piece of land, and it was like I think 22,000, 30,000 or something. And it was an RV pad with hookups and with a nice patio that they clearly put like a fire pit in and like a cover. And that's all it was where they park their RV, they hook up, and they live there. And it was just like 30,000 for that spot.
The dream.
Let's see if I can find it then and send it to you. But
The
that was,
dream.
yeah. And I was like, oh my God, that could be like your permanent
Yeah.
residence in
Yeah.
Pennsylvania.
Yeah.
And then you have it there whenever you want.
Yeah,
And
and
you
then when you just go.
yeah.
That would be great. I would love that. That would be great.
And you actually own a little piece of land. So
Right, so nobody can, with work and
mhm,
stuff, it can't be an issue, but we are, when we go to Hawaii, I told Logan we need to talk to our regional about that because he was originally from Pennsylvania, like, he's licensed in Pennsylvania, but he lives in Utah now.
mhm,
So I was like, "We need to figure out how we can go about doing this because there's clearly a way. It's
yeah.
just, no matter what our mailing address, we're still gonna make Dave and Edie's, just because we're gonna be traveling all the time, so it doesn't necessarily make sense to keep changing it or paying for, like, a forwarding service. I
Mhm.
trust her to open my mail, the majority of it's junk because I do
Most
the
stuff is online.
exactly, yeah, it
Yeah.
just makes it easier that way.
The only thing we really ever get in the mail is
Mhm.
Frank stuff,
Yeah,
his dad stuff.
yeah,
That's it. And junk.
yeah.
And some of Brian's other bills, like life insurance and things that he set up a long time ago that like it just in order to make it auto
Mhm,
withdrawal, like
mhm.
I'd have to call them with him, and it's just a lot of work that I just don't want to deal with.
Yeah, no.
So,
This is
yeah,
like a pain in the butt.
that
When you
and the only
were
one I have to send via mail is our mortgage because the car is also Wells Fargo, and it for some reason won't let me add the mortgage to where we pay the car for. So I can only pay the car online, but we're
you
about to
know
pay the
my
car off, so
you know my thoughts on Wells Fargo.
it's okay. Hey, not my choice for Wells Fargo for either one of the
I know,
lenders.
I know, I know.
Wells Fargo happened to be the cheapest one that came out of the gate or the best. They could give us the best um rate for the car,
Yeah.
and they brought forward our credit union numbers and
Oh,
said
they
compete with
matched.
this.
Okay.
And Wells Fargo goes, "We'll match it." And they drop their because
That's
the
pretty
credit unions
impressive.
are so much
Yeah,
better. Wells
yeah.
Fargo's like, "We'll do it." So Wells Fargo got it. And then the mortgage has been passed between multiple mortgage companies because one keeps buying out the mortgage from the other, and it ended up with
Th
Wells Fargo.
I don't understand why they're able to do that if it's a mortgage that's still, like, active, like, the people are still like, you're actively paying on it, it's not like it's going into, like,
Yeah.
a
They
collections
can
situation or something like
they can do the
that.
same thing with a car too.
Can they really? I've never had that
When
happen.
Brian bought his truck, it started as Wells Fargo.
Okay,
Ally bought it off of Wells Fargo,
okay.
and then we were paying through Ally. Ally was nice though, because if we paid additional on it, so
Mhm,
let's say the payment was 500 and we put
mhm.
1,000 on it,
Mhm.
they would take that and go, okay, we paid 500 and 500. So you paid $1,000. You paid 2 months worth of your car payment.
Right, so
So
you
then they
wouldn't.
would be like, you don't owe for another 2 months. But then
Mhm,
they'd still send another bill the next month. So you had it, but it would say the due date wasn't until like 2 months later.
mhm.
And then you put another 1,000 on. So literally, his when got his that I was gonna do the final payoff, the next time any payment was due was like 3 years from that
Holy shit.
because of how far ahead he had paid it.
Yeah. I liked Ally. That, when we first got the Subaru, uh, from Edie, she basically just transferred it over to us,
Uh-huh,
and it was through Ally, and I really liked them because they just made everything so easy, and it wasn't complicated and it or anything like that. We were dealing with that, like, a situation, like, not similar to Ally, but a normal situation, I guess,
uh-huh.
with, my wedding band because it was through Zales, and Zales was just being a complete and utter nightmare about it because I was paying extra on it, and then they're still charging me a ridiculous amount of interest, and they
Yeah,
were adding it on after they would add it on, like, the day before the due date, but I would pay it early, and then they would
uh-huh.
try to say that I didn't pay it even though it was paid early? It was a nightmare. I never don't ever do, like, a Zales credit card or anything like that.
That's why I'm kinda glad that, like, Brian was just like, "I'm just putting it on our credit card,"
Yeah,
and he just put it on one of the Chases
yeah.
because
We did it
then we
through
also got
the
points for it.
Mhm. Yeah,
It was a lot of points.
way
I did the
better.
same thing for the couch because they were like, "Oh, well, right now, Lovesac has, like, the whatever financing, we can pay it over time," and Brian was like, "Well, we're about to get that money, so we might as well just pay for it now in
Right,
full,"
right.
and he's like, "I'd rather pay for it in full, even though it is 0 interest, I'd rather put it on a credit card that we're gonna get a significant amount of points from." He's being an asshole. He
I
keeps
could tell.
circling me. He keeps going underneath and going in circles,
Oh,
and then shaking all the time.
she's sleeping. I can't
"Can you
hear him
lay down,
shaking. She's passed out.
or do you wanna leave? Do you wanna leave?"
Wanna leave.
Yeah, it's fine. It's a little pain in the ass. He wants to come in, and then once he's in here, he's like, "Actually, I think
I
I'm gonna
changed
head
my
out."
mind. Yeah. I heard something today, and I'm still trying to figure out if it's accurate. I feel like this is something that I should know if it's accurate or not, but I'm
Okay.
struggling. You only breathe out of one nostril. I feel like.
I feel like most of the time I do only breathe out of one nostril, but it's usually because one is clogged. I was wondering what a noise I just heard was. Amelia's sound machine just came on.
Oh, I
I don't
can't.
know if
Is
you
it
can
still
hear that.
on? I can't.
Yeah,
No.
it's just rain.
Oh,
I don't play white noise for her. I play rain. I always did.
yeah.
My sister-in-law asked me that too. She goes, "Do you play sound machine?" Because I guess they had a thing like her and my brother were like going back and forth about whether or not sound machines are like good and the white noise is good. Because he's
Yeah.
like, "Yeah, I've heard that the white noise stunts," and I was like, "I use a sound machine every single night. It automatically comes on. It automatically turns off. I never have to touch the damn thing. It's a hatch. It was expensive, but it's great. I can go
Yeah.
on an app and set it to do different things. I can set it to play different noises. It has stories in it, so it can tell her bedtime stories.
That's pretty
It's
nice.
got like a get ready for bed mode for when your kid gets older, and it'll like kick you could have it like kick on at like 8:30, and it'll
Mhm.
start playing like the let's get ready for bed stuff
Mhm. That's
and
nice.
wind down stories and things like that, and then after the stories end, it'll automatically, like, kick into, like, noise. So, like,
That's really
rain
nice.
or
Yeah.
like, they also I thought it was weird, but they have boom noises. So I guess it's supposed to mimic whatever they would hear when they were inside of you.
So here, I have a question.
So it would be like your heartbeat. There was like a slight heartbeat, but then there was also
Okay.
like almost like the sounds like you're underwater.
So I have a question.
Uh-huh.
How do they know what it sounds like?
I think they're either just assuming or I don't know.
Because, like, obviously with ultrasounds and stuff, like, you can pick up on the baby's heartbeat, not your heartbeat, but the baby's heartbeat. But, like,
But honestly, at the same time, some of it sounds like what I would hear on a sonogram when they do
does
it.
it?
Yeah.
Like a wow, wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. Interesting.
And then there's like instrumental stuff where it'll just play like soothing instrumental stuff and
Yeah.
yeah.
So here's the
But
thing with the nostrils though.
yes.
Because I'm still I feel like I can feel myself breathing out of both. Like I like
Yeah, I
when
think
you're told breathe in through your nose, out through you're breathing in through both, right?
yeah,
Right.
I don't think that's true.
It just it's I've been on a tangent in my brain about it ever
Ever since you
since.
heard it.
Yeah, because I was like, "There's no way." Like, only when I'm sick. Like, that's such an annoying thing to have happen to you that I think I would know
Yes.
if it was all the time.
Yes.
Yeah. But yeah, that's what I got.
All right. Well, do we want to wrap up?
Yeah, we can wrap
A
up.
little timer is up in the corner.
Yeah, it's kinda nice that it lets you know.
It like makes us stick to
Yeah, I was going to pull up my notes, but then I remembered that my notes don't sync from my phone to the iMac notes.
Oh, you just
So,
automatically you have to just get in the habit of sending it before.
yeah, I'm gonna have
That's
to
what's
do
nice
that.
about this whole Mac thing.
Yeah,
My phone's been up there since I set that thing up. So when I
yeah.
was texting you about like quesadilla and stuff, I was just texting you through my laptop
Oh,
and
yeah,
sending you everything
yeah.
through my laptop because I was like, I'm not getting that down.
No, I
Like,
was doing the same thing. I was
I'm
texting you
not.
through the computer because I was just like, "Well, I'm ready to go. I'll just sit here until she's ready."
Yeah.
But yeah, alright. Well, I guess that's it.
All right.
Alright,
Until next time.
yeah. Oh, it's kind of weird. I keep wanting to look at you. Bye.
Bye.